Brakti Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakadash, Dawadi Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakadash, Kal Halalim La Benavi Yahweh, Bahashem Hamashiach Yahushai, Bashem Rakakadash. I just want to touch on confusion of faces for any idiots out there that still don't understand that, okay? Because a lot of you fools, right, would take a tear, meaning someone whose mother has a so-called original look of an Israelite female, who we call Eve, and she's married to an Edomite, a cracker, okay, or any other nation, okay, and the child comes out brown, you would think that brown with a fro or curly hair, whatever, you would think that's a Jake. That's not a Jake. It doesn't matter what you look like. As long as your seed line goes back to an Israelite male, no matter what that Israelite male looks like, because this is going to be a little deep for you, some of you out there. There is situations where they are Jakes who look like Edomites. Like you Irish or Scottish, for example. Okay, but they're Israelites, but they're married to women that look like tears. Like their woman could have she could look like a so-called black woman, or any, for example, but she could be an Edomite or an Elamite, for example. But the guy who looks like a cracker is actually a Jake. You understand? That's a bit deep for you guys. But let's just go on the color. Let's go on the color aspect. And this is Andrew Tate. Okay, a fairly famous kickboxer. Done fairly well for himself. He's talking about the decline of the West. Okay, and he's moved to Romania, which is apparently supposedly one of the most safest countries in the world. Now, when I first saw him, I said, this guy's a Jake, straight up. And Elder Malcolm of Great Millstone, Chicago, has touched on the shovel teeth thing as well. I mean, they are Edomites with shovel teeth because these motherfuckers have raped so many of our women, So they've got some of our traits, but I just told by looking at him, this guy's a Jake, And then lo and behold, I Googled him. Okay. Where is he? Where's his family gone? That's his family there. That's his father. Okay? His father's there on the right. And look at his sister. His sister's a baddie, innit? His sister's actually she's the most brown-skinned out of the whole family. Well, other than the father. That's the mother there. There's the two sons. Okay? Now, they're all, other than the mother could be an Israelite too. We don't know that, but only the Lord knows, right? But the father definitely a Jake. The brother's definitely Jakes. And the sister definitely a Jake. Okay? That's the confusion of faces. Now, this is just one generation. Now, these brothers grow up. Let's just say this was the 1960s. They grew up and they married Edomite women, or women that supposedly look like Edomite women, or Elamite women, or Moabite women, Ammonite women. Their children will look like straight up heathens today. Right? But they're still Israelites. Okay, we're like the sands of the sea, pursuant to Hosea 1 and 10. We can't be numbered, man. But Esau does all these censuses and shit like that to try and number us. Okay? I mean, the father could be could be a Reubenite, could be a Gadite, I'm not sure. But because, he's got, I'm getting a vibe more of a Reubenite. But anyway, he's an Israelite nonetheless. Okay? Okay? Look at the sister. She's a baddie, innit? And that's probably her real hair as well. They definitely don't know weave there. She don't need to because she can grow hair, All due respect. You got to give credit where credit is due. That's a nice looking lady, the sister. Jeremiah 12 verse 9. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. Okay? Now, we're like many, like a bird that is speckled, has many spots on it, like brown, light brown, creamy, pale. Israel is like that too. Because Jake, as like you see today, we like women of every nation, the way King Solomon did. That's just a natural trait of a king, is to enjoy many types of women, if the Lord blesses you that opportunity, whatever nation that woman comes from. Okay, she could be an Israelite foreigner, okay, or she could be a heathen. Okay, so if your children come out looking slightly different, it doesn't matter, because you are whatever your father is. Okay, you are whatever your father is. Pursuant to Numbers 11:11. Let me just confirm that. I think it is Numbers 11:11, King James Version. No, that's not the one. That's not the one. Okay, it's just okay, Isaiah 11:11. So you are the seed of your father, and all the numerous captivities we've gone into, right? Jake been catching hell. Eve already had a covenant with Satan, so she's been getting the crumbs off the table, and Jake's been dealing with women of every nation, Elam and Moab and Ammon and Esau and even Japheth, some of these Simone ladies. I've even noticed a lot of these Jakes in Northern California, these Simone Jakes. There's a lot of Simone Jakes up there, man, especially in Carson, California, and Sacramento. And a lot of Jakes from the land of Elam there as well, I've noticed as well. They don't get the recognition in terms of their music and all that kind of thing, but there's a lot of Jake there, man. We're huge. We're so huge. That's why a lot of Jake are gonna die as well. Billions of Israelites are gonna die. But billions are also going to be saved, which is at 1/3, 33.3%. And we're scattered to all the islands of the sea, pursuant to Isaiah 11:11 and 11:12. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord Yahweh Shemashai shall set his hand again, the second time, to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from the Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. Okay, so there's Jakes out there that look like straight up Hamites, man. Straight up Hamites. Even Israelite women that look straight up Hamites. Probably some of them Zulu bitches as well, like that, with their necks all stretched and shit. That's hard to even sort of comprehend in my mind, but the Lord has scattered us everywhere. Like Elder Apostle Ramla even said that. He goes, there's what do you call them, midget tribes or something? Pygmy tribes. There's Israelites amongst them. There's Jake amongst the KKK, man. A bunch of crackers you got there that are racist as fuck, which it should be, because that's his spirit. There's always probably one in there saying, man, we shouldn't really do this. Leave that black guy alone, or whatever. In his spirit, he knows deep down, but he's just going with the flow because he looks like a cracker, an Edomite. There's Jakes everywhere, man. There's Jakes everywhere. Back in those the 20s, 30s, and 40s, with the redlining and Esau keeping up certain neighborhoods, if you could pass for a so-called white man, or you could pass for a so-called, some light-skinned Jakes, Judites, had the sort of wavy hair and the high yellow complexion and the sort of they could pass for a Sicilian or an Italian. They could sort of live in an Edomite neighborhood. But even then, the crackers are racist against them because they're Italian or Sicilian, but they were borderline, so they could sort of get away with it. And a lot of their family members that would say that, yeah, oh no, I'm not gonna claim to be a so-called white person or an Edomite or whatever. I'm an Israelite, because they knew their bloodline. A lot of them were ostracized and sort of cut off from the rest of the family because the rest of the family didn't want to be represented as so-called black or so-called Negro or whatever specific tribe they came from, because, you know, because of the hell that they were going through, which I can kind of understand as well, because damn, you know, like a lot of Jakes that go from the UK to America, they say, man, how the hell do you Jakes live in America like that? You know, because they can feel in their spirit how it's fucked up over there, you know? Okay, verse 12, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations and assemble the outcasts of Yasharallah, Israel, and gather together dispersed of Yehoiada, Judah, from the four corners of the earth. Hosea 1 and 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in that place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power, or God. That's who we are. That's who the Israelites are, the sons of God. You've got the sons of the wicked, who are Edomites. Okay. You've got the sons of men, who are the rest of the nations, Elam, and we're talking about natural Elam, natural Ham, natural Japheth, and all that kind of stuff. Esau is the sons of the wicked. Then you've got the sons of God, who are the Israelites. You know, the elect of the elect. You know, the ones who are going to get saved in the first trip. Ultimately, all of Yasharallah on the other side, you know, come through the loins of the elect men of Yasharallah. You know, their mothers could be Israelite women, their mothers could be Edomite women, their mothers could be Elamite women, their mothers could be Ammonite women, their mothers could be Moabite women, their mothers could be Japhetic women. Okay, but you're still going to have your look back, you know, whatever shade the Lord blesses you, whatever hair texture the Lord blesses you, you're going to have that sort of Jake look back. The template of the look of the Israelites are the 12 tribes, which are scattered in ground zero Babylon, you know. Although, you know, like, you know, you're going to basically have that certain brown tone back and whatever hair texture the Lord blesses you, you know. They ain't going to, I don't think, you know, through the Spirit, I don't think the Lord's going to have any Jakes who are going to look pale, you know, unless you're going to be high yellow, you know, that's cool, you know. I'm only speculating, only the Lord knows, right? But obviously it's definitely going to be a hell of a lot better than it is on this effing side, you know. Okay. Numbers 18 verse 1, King James Version. No, that's not the one. It says the house of thy fathers, I think there's scripture. I just want to go to that scripture. That's it, Numbers 1:18. I got confused with the seed of the father scripture. Numbers 1:18. Okay, now this will solidify the fact that, you know, you are whatever your father is. Okay, there's no such thing. Women don't carry seed. Women have a process of shedding their eggs once a month, okay? They don't have no seed, okay? Men carry that seed, okay, in their loins. That's why a man who's 70 years old can get 30 women pregnant at the same time. A woman who's 70 years old cannot have children. That's why naturally we Israelite men, whether in your 30s, 40s, or 50s, you know, are naturally attracted to women that are 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, especially if they look nice and mature and ripe, you know. Numbers 1:18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. Okay, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. Right? Why do you think women take on their husband's name and then the children take on their father's name? Because they are his seed. Okay, there's no such thing as mixed race and all that bullshit. Color does not determine your ethnicity, right? We always look different. Okay, predominantly we were just different shades of brown. Like if you look at, for example, let me think of a nice camp with the camp. Okay, that's GMS Chicago, right? You got pretty much all the 12 tribes within that camp. You got Issachar, you got Ephraim, you got Simeon, you got Gad, you got Reuben, you got Judah, you know? Like the movie 300, you know, when you had all them Jakes together. That's why they showed Esau all with rippling muscles in that movie 300, because Jake has that. Jake has that naturally. You know, some Jakes don't even work out and they're like 80, 90s old with a 6 or 8 pack. Why? Because because we're naturally gods. We're little gods on earth. Okay? And the Lord sometimes lets that through, you know, a little bit, just to show how great Jake is. Like Michael Jai White, for example, how bad that brother is with the martial arts and his younger days, his physique and all that. You know? And obviously the talent speaks for itself. Yeah? So any person that you see, especially that can sing, you know, for example, the lead singer of Color Me Bad, the group Color Me Bad, all 4 of them are Israelites. Okay, you got Issachar in there, you got a visible Judah. When I say visible Judah, a Judite who actually looks like a Judite. And the lead singer, right, he is a Gadite. Okay, and he knows he's a Gadite. But when he sings, he sounds like a Judite, because he's an Israelite by blood. Any talent like that that's unique and sounds great and looks great, and then on top of that has talent that has a lot of salt, okay, they're more than likely Israelites. You know, like the group, the Bee Gees, and who else? You know, certain rappers, Samoan rappers, the Booyah tribe, or if you heard of Brownsville, you know, they didn't get a lot of mainstream vibe, but which is a good thing because they probably have to sell their soul and all that shit. But those brothers are good too. They're all Jakes, man. You can't just say, oh, he's Samoan, that's a heathen, or he's Elam, that's a heathen, or he's Esau, that's a heathen. You need to know through the Spirit who they are. Okay, I mean, it is a curse to look like another nation, but that's the way the Lord did it, just to hide us. Otherwise, you know, Esau would try and wipe us out if we all had the original look. You know what I'm trying to say? But anyway, I thought I'd just touch on these, on the confusion of faces. For further edification, go to the apostles, bishops, and teachers and elders of Great Millstone and any affiliate camps, like I do. You know, you'll learn a lot. And if it sits with you well, okay, then you never know. Might be a positive outcome for you. But only the Lord knows. But anyway, Shalom and Wa Abad Baba. Kwame Yashrala.